What is up YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to take our first look at Misty Knight in PvP. Now Misty Knight is a pretty cool character, I have to admit, and she was the last PvP season's reward hero. Because of that, I know a lot of you haven't had a chance to try her out just yet, but I'll let you know what I think about her, and of course we'll view her in at least one match. Don't worry though, there will be plenty more to come. First though, I want to mention that we finally won a very special EISO from the current Spec Op, and I'm extremely excited to have it. It's the hair-triggered and powered ISO 8. So single target gun attacks gain a follow-up. This could be amazing on many characters in this game. But I figured since we haven't seen Misty Knight yet, let's go ahead and try it out on her. Also, in part because of this, we're going to make a follow-up team. And so we're going to team her up with Spider-Man Noir. After that, in a future video most likely, we're also going to use her with Rocket Raccoon, Union Jack, and so on. But for this current match, we're trying out that EISO. Then we're using the Bloody AISO on her level 1. Once again, just trying it out. Her level 1 has so many options. That's because it's a ranged melee gun unarmed attack. Plus, we're still looking for a few more special AISO from the current Spec Op. For now, since she isn't a max level, we don't have an AISO on her level 2. For her level 6, I wanted to try out the Obsolescent AISO. And that's because she has a quick action, which should also apply obsolete tech, or downgrade in this instance. I figured that could be a huge benefit against any enemy agent. And lastly, we're going to try the Snaring AISO on her level 9, since it does have deadly crits and we're using Spider-Man Noir. It also has Vindictive Exploitation, but for now, we're not going to exactly build around that, although that's going to be an awesome move, and in future videos, we will focus on it. One team I'll try with her is going to be Deadpool, and that's because that attack does have similarities to Happy to See You. Also, as far as my agent setup, there's a lot of tweaking to do. We have a bunch of follow-up weapons, but we maybe should have tried out the Grace Note and more of that set. But that's going to come later. Like I said, I just won that brand new EISO, and I mainly wanted to focus on that, plus the Obsolescent. And we'll just see how this team up goes. You have to take things one step at a time. So anyways, in the battle, the team we're facing is an absolute challenge. A 41k Emma Frost and Kurth team. That's going to be a big pain. However, I'll show you how to destroy this team in a new Breaking the Meta episode within the next week or so. I'm tired of seeing them and I want them out of here. Plus, I will have a Poor Man's PvP episode this month. That's in addition to everything else I have planned. So it's going to be a great December. And like I said, I'll be starting my break from school next week. Now as for Misty Knight, she has a free action that gives her a shield that absorbs damage. So that's pretty awesome. But she gets even better. She has a quick action debuff, Killer Diller. This applies off balance, generalized, and winded, plus with the obsolescent downgrade. So she can attack with that after using a free action, and it triggers follow-ups. Then of course with that new EISO she can use her level 2 and she'll do a follow-up, or her level 1 has a 60% chance to follow up all by itself. But it's a gun attack, so I mean you could use it too. To vary things up, and because Sugar and Spice is a pretty awesome debuffing attack, we're going to use it first. Then she'll get an Armed and Dangerous follow-up. For now, it's going to cause Pain Train, Target Focus, and Bleeding. Now, just a few other things I want to point out about Misty Knight is she's a blaster, so she has some really cool EISO at her disposal. One of them would be the Explosive, or Collateral Damage. That's going to add a bunch of extra damage. Then there's also another AISO which I did win, the Pyrophoric, and it's going to apply Pyrophoric to something like her level 2 for example. That and Rocket Raccoon, plus this new EISO could make for a pretty awesome team. So like I said, that'll come in the next video. Not the next video, but the next Misty Knight video. Tomorrow I have an All Hail the King episode planned with Jessica Jones, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. But back to Misty and just some of my opinions on her. Like I said, and we saw, she does have a free action shield. Plus, she has unexploitable as a passive, so she prevents extra damage from attacks that exploit status effects. All in all, that makes her a pretty resilient blaster. Her Killer Diller provides extra usefulness. I mean, just think about it. It applies off balance, generalized, and winded. That's pretty amazing. In fact, if we could hit it on Emma Frost, we would stop her from preemptively countering. It neutralizes class benefits, and the winded can help shut down Rocket, Spider-Man Noir, and those really annoying types of teams. Then as far as these follow-up teams are concerned, on that same multi-function ability, there's an AoE attack called Hit the Streets. This applies Rattle to all enemies. That means they'll take extra damage from counter and follow-up attacks. Plus it has superior firepower, chance to cause Intimidated, Melt Armor, and Shell Shocked. That level 2, which we have been using, first off applies Hobbled. Attacks cannot be stealthy. Fumbling. Single target attacks provoke a counterattack. Once again, great for Spider-Man Noir, Rocket, and so on. But lastly, it applies Immobilized, so unable to use melee abilities, meaning she could completely lock down Quicksilver, Spitfire, and a ton of other characters, or at least a large part of their arsenal. And so far, we're not even focusing on a level 9 attack that has deadly crits, can gain Paragon Exploiter, Exploit Attrition, Exploit Opportunity, and Exploit Exploitation against targets with Marked for Revenge. It's also guaranteed to hit, crit, and gains True Strike against targets with Marked for Revenge. We'll focus on that attack in future videos though. But yeah, what I'm saying is, she's a very useful character. I really do think she has potential. I'm not going to put her on the OP list just yet, but I do enjoy her, and I think she's viable. As far as his current match with Emma Frost, this whole thing is just annoying. Sure, Psychic Tap is bad, but like I said before, if we could just hit her with Killer Diller, that would be all over. Yet every single time we try, we hit our own teammates, and we couldn't even get the Neuro Purge off on her, which also has off balance. Basically, we had terrible luck and, well, I wish our Emma performed like this for one. Alright, we'll try Killer Diller again. And of course, Spider-Man Noir steps up and takes it. That means we might as well recharge. Then after that, with our agent, he does have a Neuro Purge. So we're going to try that. And it applies off balance. Then we'll use a Light Fantastic to heal us and clear our debuffs. Emma Frost immediately gets her Phoenix 5 power, and so there's no more off balance on her. Either way, we'll go ahead and try to attack her with Spider-Man Noir. We'll use his level 1. We take a Psychic Tap, and even worse, we blast our own agent. He dodges, but still. With Misty, we'll use our free action shield, then go for Killer Diller once again. And honestly, I just can't even believe it. This is what I was talking about though, this battle was so annoying. It was against a tough opponent though, and I still wanted to show it. Plus it gave us an opportunity to take a first look at Misty Knight, and just go over some of her pros. In the future though, like I said, I'll show you how to destroy Emma Frost, or any other infiltrator. I would actually be afraid to have an infiltrator on my defense. As for my current team, they have ways around her, but right now they're just attacking each other left and right. Either way, we'll try Killer Diller once again, and this time it does connect. So there you see Generalized, and we no longer have to worry about her preemptive attack. After that, we'll go back and use our level 2, but Spider-Man Noir gets shot. He dodges, but either way, we didn't hit Emma. So with our agent, I'll use the Atom Smasher. And thank goodness, she didn't get her Phoenix 5 power this time. What that means is we should finally, well, maybe we'll be able to finish her. We're still under those terrible effects, so we gum up the works Misty Knight. But on her turn, we'll use Take It Slow, followed by Killer Diller again, and lastly, Sugar and Spice. We'll get a follow-up attack, and Emma's very close to being knocked out, so any extra damage ends it. There it is, we were able to beat this opponent, and we're in relatively good shape. If it wasn't for Emma, the fight would have been much faster. But I think you get the picture, and like I said, Misty Knight's a pretty cool character. So make sure you stay tuned for more of her, a Jessica Jones PvP video tomorrow, and a whole lot more. That's going to be it for this one, so I want to thank you all for watching, ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.